Welcome to Cardinal Coaches Corner. I'm Benny Rogers, and I'm joined today by Greg Heiar, our first-year head men's basketball coach here at Trinity Valley Community College. Though Greg's in his first year, he's no stranger or no rookie coach by any means. In 2022 at Northwest Florida State, he won an NJCAA championship, and that's what he's currently trying to get the Cardinals to. Cardinals are currently ranked number 4 in the nation. They're 21-2 overall, 13-2 in Region 14 conference play, and got a full game lead in the win column. Well, Greg, welcome in. Unfortunately, it's after a loss, so let's get that out of the way first. You lost 57-52 at Angelina on Saturday. What was your message to your team coming out of that game?
The message to the team was we played poorly. We had a lot of empty possessions. We had a lot of bad possessions. You got to give Angelina credit for turning us into that type of team. But we watched the video, and all you can do is learn from your mistakes and improve and understand, the why. You just try to teach these young men the why it happened, right, and why we took the shots that we took, and the why we turned the ball over and, had some poor possessions on the defensive end of the court, but we did a great job of rebounding the basketball, which is something that this team is becoming elite at. Another road game in the region. Road games are very difficult. I think it's the best league in the country, and every team is good, and every team is really good at home.
You mentioned shooting the ball, and I was looking at the stats from the game, and all of them were relatively close, but two that jumped out at me were you out-rebounded them 40-32, I think it was, but on the shooting percentage, you shot 29.1%, and they shot 38.6%, and there's your ball game right there in a 5-point game.
Definitely the same. It was basically the same game as our first loss at Panola. Shooting, I keep telling them our magic number is 5 made threes a game. We get 5 made threes or more a game, we're a different team. Okay. And we hit 4. We made 4 threes in that game, and we made 1 3 versus Panola. So shooting is a big deal. And think about it, Benny. We were down 17 in the second half. We cut it to 3 points multiple times.
Right. We
had a defensive rebound that we gave up one of our offensive rebounds the last possession. We get that defensive rebound, we have a chance to, send it into overtime, right, if we make a play. And, we shot, what'd you say, 28% for the game?
29.1.
29.1 for the game. And, this team is put together and coached daily to be able to find a way to win those games when we're not on our A, B, C, or D game, right, on the offensive end of the court. And we have won several games where we've shot poorly from the field because of our ability to take care of the basketball, to rebound the basketball, and our defensive presence on the court. We've won multiple games like that, and that's how I coach is. Anyone can win when you're making shots. Right. Can you win when you're not making shots? And those are the games. There's going to be a game in tournament play that. Region tournament play, or if we're fortunate enough to get to the national tournament where we're going to have a game like that. But, you can still win those games.
Sure.
I think the biggest thing, sorry to cut you off, Benny, but the biggest thing was we only had 10 second chance points, and they had 9 second chance points. We had 15 offensive rebounds. They had 6. So we didn't take advantage of our offensive rebounds. And then the free throw line, we shot poorly from the free throw line, and we've been a good free throw shooting
right,
team all year long. Those were 2 areas that really cost us, even though we shot that poorly from the field.
And being a defensive-minded coach as you are, I would think that if you scored 57 points, you're going to win that ball game more times than not, correct?
Yes, I'd say 60 points is kind of the magic number. If we get to 60, I feel real good about our chances to win the game.
You've got Parrish coming in here Wednesday night. You beat them at their place 70-63 last time in the game, which you trailed throughout most of that game too until late in the second half. Then you made the surge and won it. What are you expecting from the longtime coach Bill Foy's team coming in here on Wednesday?
Great coach, won a national championship.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be ready to play. His team's playing really well right now, probably the best they've played all year long. They know their roles. They know who they are. They execute. They're just a very well-coached team with some good players that have bought into what Coach Foy, I think it's taken him a little while to get his team bought in, but now they're bought in and they're playing their best basketball of the year. So it's going to be a challenge, and just like every game in this region, every possession matters, and we're going to have to be on point, knowing our KYP, our personnel, their strengths, their weaknesses, and be able to do it one play at a time. And whether it's best play, worst play, it's next play. The next play is more important than the last play, and just to be able to have that type of mindset and get back to that, is very important, especially coming off a loss.
Right. By my count, through 23 games, you've had 6 different players lead you in scoring. Gary Knuckles has done so 6 times, and 3 others have done it so 5 times. Is that by design in your scheme, or is that just the way this team has kind of evolved?
Well, it's a team sport, Benny, and we play team basketball. And all my teams, if you look at the stat sheets from all my previous teams, I normally have, 8 or 9 guys average between 6 points and 13 points. Right. And on any given night, any of those 8 or 9 guys can lead us in scoring, and that's why we're big on player development. From the day they get here, we want to develop the player. We want to train their minds. We want to train their motors, improve their skill level, but really improve their mental mindset of the game of basketball, and teach them what wins and what are winning plays, and what doesn't win, and get them to share the ball, move the ball, and I've never coached for to have a guy that takes 18 shots a game. We kind of have a balance in our shot selection, and a balance in our minutes, and that's just kind of the way I've always coached, and we've been successful because we're developing our bench all year long. We're developing weapons all year long, and when it gets down to tournament time, we're very hard to play against because we have multiple guys, like you said, that can lead us in scoring and understand what it takes to win and make winning plays. And so you can't just key in on 1 or 2 players when you're going into a tournament game. And you only have 1 day to prepare, and it's hard to get your team to prepare for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 on the scouting report. And when 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all of them could lead you in scoring in any game, it makes you dangerous.
We got 7 games left in the conference schedule, and what was once a 22-game marathon has kind of become a sprint now. What are the keys of your team heading into these last 7 games, and what do you think your greatest strengths are as the conference schedule winds down?
I think the biggest keys is us to continue to understand, to improve our execution off stops, our spacing, continuing to improve our spacing. I would say that's something that to me is a weakness of ours, and that's on me. I got to do a better job of coaching them and teaching them and showing them, and we've made that an emphasis the last 2 days. Our biggest strengths is definitely our defensive mentality. Our strength is in our numbers and our rebounding. And we take care of the ball. We don't turn the ball over. We're one of the best ball control teams in the country. So when you defend at a high level and you can rebound at a high level and you take care of the ball, most of the time you're going to have more shots than your opponent, and that's going to give you, a better chance to come out on top.
you're always recruiting. I know you well enough. I've only known you a short time, and I know you're always recruiting. On this, when you're recruiting on this level, how are things that are happening on the level above the NCAA with maybe the transfer portal and NIL? How's that affected recruiting on this level, if so, if any?
Well, yeah, it definitely has. The Division I transfers you used to be able to get in junior college, you're not able to get because they can, every year they can transfer to another Division I school where they used to have to sit out. So instead of sitting out, they'd come play junior college basketball. The transfer portal affects that. Depending on how these rules change, it could really benefit junior college because whether they give them 5 years or they allow them to come to junior college for a year or two and it doesn't go against their eligibility, that could be a game changer for junior college because, a lot of high-level teams that sign high-level high school kids, well, it's hard for high school kids to play at that level, and they could send them to a junior college where they're going to have a daily routine. They're going to get coached. They're going to get player development, and they're going to get to play against other very good, junior college teams. Mm-hmm. And then they can take them back the next year, and they're still a freshman. That could be a game changer, depending on when we get the exact ruling on what it's going to be. Because of the Pavia deal that he had with Vanderbilt to get that year back from his time in junior college. So, but it has made a difference. There's a lot better high school players that you can get, but they're high school, they're young, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, it's about getting high character young men that love the game of basketball, that want to improve, that are willing to sacrifice, and want to be part of a winning culture and a winning team, and understand that nobody is bigger than the team or the program. And that's easy to say, hard to do. It takes a lot of discipline to be that type of player coming in the door when you're the best player at the last school you were at, whether it's Division I, junior college, high school, prep school, wherever you've been, you've probably been one of the best players on the team. So it takes a lot of self-discipline. But those are the type of guys that, I really look to recruit.
Okay, finally, Greg, I always like to ask this question of our first-year head coaches. What had you been told about Trinity Valley before you took the job, and what are your impressions since you've been here now for a better part of almost a year now?
I knew Trinity Valley was a blue blood basketball program. I saw it firsthand when I went to the national championship game when the women played Northwest Florida. Was that 3 years ago? Mm-hmm. Excuse me. And I saw all the fans that traveled to watch that championship game. And then getting here and being a part of that championship mentality every single day in every sport, for every coach. And it starts with the top with our, president, Dr. Morrison. He's very passionate about winning, and I love it that he's just got a passion. It doesn't matter what it is. He wants you to work hard to try to become the best you can possibly be through hard work. And, that's kind of what I think of Trinity Valley. Everybody is kind of blue collar and hardworking, and, it's kind of an expectation here. Mm-hmm. is it's kind of to win, and it's great to be a part of, and I just love the people that I get to work with every single day, including yourself, man.
Well, one thing I'm sure you've learned is if you've got Trinity Valley or the Valley on the front of a jersey, you get the team's best every week.
That's definitely been the case. you watch a team on video and you show clips of a team, and then when we get to play them, like I tell our guys, the best clips we showed you is going to be their clips, how they're going to play against us. And, it's fun, though. It's fun, and it's not for everybody, but it's, I'm used to it because, at Chipola and, my time at Northwest, we were and at Monroe area, we were very successful, and we always got everybody's best. And to get a group of guys that have never had that feeling or been a part of something like that, to get them to understand what it's about and watch them grow as young winners, and to understand that we're going to get the other team's best. And, everybody they're just like, when they do a scouting report on us, they are glued into the strengths and weaknesses. And sometimes when you win, you get a little lackadaisical, or you don't focus as much. And that's when you get setbacks. Right. And, we're coming off a setback, and, but it's a part of when you win, and you win at a high level, that's what you're going to get.
Greg, thanks for stopping by and being our first guest of the spring semester this year. We hope this is not the last time you're first this year, if you get the drift.
Yeah. I got you, Benny.
But we'll catch up with you in a few weeks as tournament time rolls around.
Sounds like a plan, Benny. Thank you for having me, and this was a lot of fun.
Folks, thank you for looking in on Cardinal Coaches Corner. We'll be back again next week. Thanks for being here today.